For all the invited guests that came here today, I'd like you to actually look around to a lot of the young BBC members, a lot of the young Native Americans and white people that we got in this room. All you youngsters, stand up. This should give you guys a better understanding of the type of people that we got in here. Because a lot of these kids was forced down this road because of the circumstances involved in their life. Like being expelled from school, like being kicked out of their home into the streets. And wherever you got juvenile institutions with 350 plus troubled youth, and 75% of them has never received a good education, then a good education is the only thing you're supposed to be given. When you keep these kids from society for years on end, and you return them back to society, the only way you're supposed to be returning them back to society is with proper job training skills. Skills that can be certified. Because those skills are imperative to their success once they get back onto the streets.
To the outside community. There has to be some changes made so that we stop youth and young adults from coming here. I must admit that my past gang activity has ruined communities and lives, so I accept part of the blame. But I'm here now and it's still going on, so I'm about to play some blame too.
All right.
Teachers.
Yes.
We are having a disturbing amount of students dropping out and being pushed out. As statistics show, the highest are amongst Black and Hispanic students. But any is too much. Dropouts have proven to be a segue to incarceration. You're going to have to find a better way to relate to your minority students.
That's right.
Suggestion, stop stigmatization.
Yes.
Instead of saying, hey, badass Billy, you come up here and sit by me today before you try anything. Why not say, hey Billy, I'm going to work with you today. You may have everyone else fooled, but I know you're smart enough to get through this. Come on, let's work.
Say it.
Now if by chance you feel that there's just no way that you can relate and reach your minority children, please change professions.
That's right.
No longer can we invest in legislation that gives people 3 strikes for petty crimes. I remember that there was a time that we couldn't even play baseball. They didn't even want us on the baseball field. But now with this 3 strikes you're out legislation, every one of us is playing baseball in the Black community, whether you like it or not.
Please don't think that this presentation is an excuse for my criminal behavior. It's more so my opinion on what could possibly help assist future prisoners who will be released into the community. Now, I don't claim to be an expert on the transitioning or the reentry subject, but considering I've lived it firsthand through trial and error, I should let my experience bring my credentials. Far too often is it assumed that inmates are given every opportunity needed to successfully change their lives and become productive citizens upon release. But I'd like to give you the harsh reality of the situation. Reality says that 2 out of 4 inmates will reoffend within 3 years upon release. Now, with all these facilities that have undoubtedly cost taxpayers too much money to build and maintain, yet still having these very real recidivism statistics, can it honestly be said that everything's being done to correct or reform an inmate's thinking errors?
No.
14 years old is not an adult. 15 years old is not an adult. And that's the problem that's happening with our community. And for us to be able to sit here and not keep those type of things into consideration. Because all these dudes right here was locked up as juveniles. Now they're in prison. And the same thing when those kids go in front of the judge, their parents are still not sitting in the courtroom. So now they feel like nobody loves them. Nobody's coming to visit them. Nobody's teaching them no education. and everybody's just forgetting about the ones who are there. We got to prevent them from coming here. You know what I'm saying? We can try to help the ones who had already failed, but we got to prevent them from falling.
Have short sentences, 6 months, a year, 8 months, and they're going out there and they're raising our sons. They're teaching them how to shoot, how to sell drugs, how to gang bang, and we're behind here. You know, we got our minds right, or getting our minds right, because we have been hit with reality when the judge slapped that gavel and said 246 months. Yeah, my mind was right there. You could have let me go and I would have never committed another crime. But that's not reality. You know, the reality is that I have to.
It wasn't real to me at all. Because I'm about to get out. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I'm about to be back on the streets. I'm about to do my thing. I'm not going to be as ignorant as y'all was when get caught up. This is what I was thinking in my head. I'm not as dumb as y'all. That can't happen to me. But here I am 3 years later with 26 years sentence. That's longer than I've been alive. When the man put down that gavel and told me 26 years, 313 months, I said to myself, I couldn't even fathom that amount of time. It took me a long time to get this age. Telling me I got to live longer than I already spent on this earth? Are you serious? That was crazy to me, but that was my wake-up call.
They're 18 and 19 and 20 and 23 and 24. We're young, and we don't deserve to be in here for 20 years and 30 years and 40 years when we can still be rehabilitated, you know? I grew up with no mother and father. My mother and father have been out of the penitentiary 2 years of my life. My mother has been out 3 years of my life. My father's been down since I was 2 years old, you know? So I felt like I was destined to be in this penitentiary. And now that I say that, I think of my son, like, where's he destined to be at? Who's going to raise him? Who's going to teach him how to be a man? You know?
And so we got to fix those relationships, but we have an opportunity with the Marguerite Casey piece. How often does that happen when you got people who are willing to come along and put this kind of resource into getting your family? But see, they can't get your family. Y'all don't have to get your family, you know. They talk about this Equal Voices campaign. In a year, your family could be sitting up there telling your story. They could be going to Chicago, and where else they going? Chicago, LA, wherever. Your family could go, but if you don't organize them, then somebody else is going to be telling somebody's story. And 1 year from now, we're going to be sitting here thinking about why we're not families going. They ain't going unless you fix your relationship with them. Talk to them, write them, call them, do whatever you got to do, and tell them how you got to organize your family.
Contrary to what a lot of people may believe, no child grows up wanting to be a criminal.
That's right. That's right.
Because every child aspires to be somebody great, to be somebody successful. But they learn to give up on themselves because they see that everybody around them has given up on them.